Hey everybody, it's Crypto Birb back again in the studio for our 14-day free trading congress. And this is the Naver show that we have today going on for everybody who's the participant to the free trading congress. And also it's being streamed to my Twitter, to the Twitter of the Birb Nest, and to our amazing official YouTube channel on the Birb Nest. And what can I say? We have a very, very good guy on the show. We have my friend Crypto Michael. But before we get to know how he's doing today, I just want to say that I've been looking forward to this very show like for some time. Michael is a great guy, and you're going to find out exactly why he's a great guy. And if you guys are ready to hear some tips, if you guys are ready to hear for whether or not the financial crisis is coming, what you can do actually to protect yourself and your money, make sure you stay tuned. We are going there right in a moment. What is good, people? What is good, people? I'm so happy. I'm so excited. There's a little smile. There is a little smile on my face. There is a little smile on Michael's face. What's up, bro? What's up? What's good?
It's all okay, man. It's quite a hectic day, to be honest. Markets are dropping a little, and then everyone
Why is that
starts
hectic?
spending again. Yeah,
Why is that hectic?
it's not.
You're trying
It's
to
not.
single-handedly reverse the market, is that way?
Yeah, we try to, right? But it's social media is just exploding on those volatile days. So today has been hectic. I mean, still okay, still fine. Busy days, working a lot. Same with you. You have got long days too, I assume.
Yeah, but we both
Do you
have a lot
even
to do
care
for
about
sure.
those moves? No, right?
I personally don't. I
Ah.
personally don't. No,
Same with
like
me. I mean, we're all settled and done. It's just long-term swings that I'm playing, so it's all okay.
exactly. It's just
That's
intraday
all.
noise, right?
Mm-hmm. It is, but
It's
the
it's
new
intraday
people are
noise.
all just focused on short-term movements. That's the overall point.
Yeah, they are. They are, and they're of course like overexposed to it or over leveraged, and that's the second that you turn from a trader to a sucker. Actually, when you're overexposed, usually leverage your homes, and then get wrecked and sleep in a car. That's what happens. But let's get some tiny bit more details about you, perhaps about a global for those who are
Hmm.
new, for those who actually for some reason, like for some magical reason, they don't know you yet. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and Eight Global.
Well, I'm Michael. Hey, everyone. Hello. I'm from Amsterdam. That's why I've got the red light on as well. No, I'm kidding. I've got those lights for the market movements, but it's funny. Yes, I'm from Amsterdam.
When it
In
goes up, you
crypto,
turn it green, right?
yeah. I have to turn it off, otherwise I will just put it green now. But
Okay,
it's
good.
red today. I'm based in Amsterdam, and we've got a company there, 8 Global. But I've got into crypto in the beginning of 2017. Studied economics. Felt miserable studying it, as you didn't learn anything about the actual economics at all. The most I've learned is reading books outside of my study. And then
Mm.
during 2017, I got involved with crypto, and from there went down the rabbit hole, started a Twitter channel, and I've built this company, which is now called 8 Global. Before it was called Bonsanka, which is in a different language. It's nice ass, so that's why we had to
What
adjust
language?
to it.
What language? Tell me.
It's Suriname, Papiamento. Does it
Ah,
ring a
what is
bell?
that? What is that
It's
even?
like it's another country from the Netherlands, and we use it a lot here.
Say,
So I was on the radio.
wait. Can you repeat that name? What is that?
Suriname, the country in Southern America. You don't know?
Oh, how the hell you spell it out?
Suriname, Suriname.
Oh shit! I don't think I ever heard of it.
It's like from back in the day, many people have migrated to the Netherlands,
Suriname.
so it's a very
Oh,
well-known country. But it's
okay.
it's funny in that language. The company name used to be Good Ass. So then I went on a radio show back in the day, or like 1 year ago, which was a radio show in Suriname. So I had to say my
Wait,
company's name.
you're trying to tell me a country's name nice ass? Is
No,
that
no,
what
no,
you're
no.
trying
My
to tell me?
company's name is in that language. It's called Nice Ass. So we
What the
had to
fuck? What the
readjust the
fuck?
company's name to something else. because I just
Oh, shit.
couldn't really say it on the radio show.
You should have left it. You should have left it. It was good.
No, it's not professional at all. So
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
but 8 Global, I mean, we are based in Amsterdam Stock Exchange. We might be moving out for in a few months from now as we want to expand even more. But I think the purpose is kind of the same as what you're doing at Birb Nest. We want to achieve financial freedom for everyone. We want to educate everyone. If
I
you're a
love it.
beginner, advanced, or even a big wealthy investor, you should be going towards us or towards you to develop yourself. And that's what we're trying to achieve. That's what we're trying to create business-wise, but that's also why we try to achieve it with schools, my student association, which we'll be discussing a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to achieve, as there's still a lot to gain when it comes to adoption with crypto, educational wise, but also in the media. I don't know how it is in Poland, to be honest. But over here, everyone is quite cynical when it comes to crypto.
Luckily enough, whenever I mention Poland to the people outside, they always take it for Holland. And so all the renoma goes out to you, one way or another, you like it or not.
Well, I've never been to Poland, to be honest, so I don't know how the country is.
You should go.
I actually have to go to Wisla Krakow or any of those football clubs over there.
Go. Oh, yeah. Why
not
is
into
that
football,
for
right?
Wisła Kraków? I mean, I know football. I know, whenever there is a time that everybody watches that, of course, try to do my best to follow up. But the truth is, first of all, I have not really much time, but I understand the passion. I understand the hobby. That is pretty good. I mean, I used to watch more matches in the past, but of course, as we get older, I think the business
You're
is
not
taking
that
over
old.
on my end. I'm 28. What the heck?
I'm
you
the
want?
same, bro.
I
I'm
know.
also 28. So
I know.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's about me. That's about 8 Global. Quite introduction. What do I like more? Well, I used to go to the gym. Not going too much right now as crypto is taking too much time. I love Ajax football club. I love cats.
Yeah,
I
I've
love
seen
good.
that. I've
I
seen
love
that.
good bikes. I love. You even see my helmet in the back. Maybe people won't see it now, but usually it's there. I love cars. All that stuff. It's that's me.
Good. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, I just wanted to say
We
also
even
congrats
bought
on.
almost the same car in the same month. I was so pissed off when I saw that you bought your car in April this year.
What do you mean?
In March or
The
April.
RS7?
Yeah. In March or
And what
April,
did
you
you
got
get?
yours. I
What
got
did you
mine
get?
in April, RS5.
Oh, come on. I didn't know
Yes.
that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty
I
cool.
was so pissed off.
That's pretty cool. Okay, good. Yeah, look, good job, man. I mean, this growth, listen, like almost 500,000 people already on Twitter. The growth is insane. 487 thousand and a half, 487.5. Jesus, that is a lot of numbers. There's a lot of people that are following you on Twitter, and I see what I like the most about you, man. I mean, it's that your growth actually just expands outside the computer. It just expands outside this virtual world, because you also go and you started sponsoring the academic club, isn't it?
Yeah. During my study, I used to be at a student association, which is into rowing. So a few of them went to the Olympics as well, for Holland. And I've been a member of 4 or 5 years, and I said, okay, if I'm going to leave here, because 2 years I could have gone to the board, but I didn't want to, as I went for crypto. I said, if I want to have any impact in the world or in society, I want to sponsor my student association or anything related, because I want to educate that targeted group of people, as most of the members or most of the people do not know that they make the most important decisions financially between 18 and 25. So that's why we came up with the idea of becoming the head sponsor of my student association. And that I just left 2 years ago, and now I'm back to become the head sponsor, which is quite cool.
Shit. That is good. Did you know they actually, on my end, like when I was like I first off got my engineering degree in the polytechnics, then got the second master's in the Warsaw School of Economics, right? They say it's top school of economics. Whether or not it's true, I can't believe it for another discussion. But they didn't let me in the students club. They didn't approve me in the students association. I think it had to do with finance, funnily enough. So
Really?
it's fucking hilarious when I think about it. Yeah, it's crazy. But I just want to say that I very much respect, because you're going back to the roots, right? You kind of like do not forget your roots. You take the experience that you built, and you actually like you show to those people, like, let's be honest, not everybody makes it, even if they are in the students association, students club, whatever you name that. Not everybody makes it. You did make it, right? So now you actually want to show them, I swear, for real, like organically, that it's possible, and you can become like this, some sort of like an idol and inspiration to them. I fucking love it. Congratulations on it.
Well, I mean, that's what you want to do. Like, if you have the ability to do something back for society, you have to do it. I mean, it's great making all those money, but is it making you, or like having all those followers, but is it making you happy? I think actually changing people's lives is making you more happy than having all those followers or having a few 100K more on your bank account.
Yeah. Yeah. Is
So
it you making money, or is it money making you, right?
the money is never the goal.
Yeah. That's the point. I keep repeating that. Jesus, we
So
align on
like
so many points.
it comes, and then you're using it in the only issue I have, and maybe it's not, it's in a negative manner, but um if you take it outside of online, like social media or doing on YouTube or being on Twitter, and you take it offline towards the student association, or you're going to be into TV shows or radio to just bring crypto to the mass, you kind of give up privacy, as walking around, taking pictures with people, all that garbage comes to you, which is something I'm still not used to, and which is kind of annoying. I assume, like, if you walk around with that beard in Poland or in any of those places, people will also recognize you.
In
At
Poland,
some
it's
point,
not
it
this
will.
often. It's not this often yet, but maybe one time. But it can get tiring. It can get exhausting.
Yeah, it's the side effect. But further, it's like it's just a problem that is easy to fix, and it's also, you are in that position, so you kind of have to live with it. And if you can do something back, it's even better, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I love it, man. Listen, I mean, the point for everybody who's just joined, we're talking with Crypto Michael, the CEO and the founder of Eight Global, my good friend. We got such great time in Dubai. But the point
Tell
of
them
today,
about the time.
yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure everybody wants to hear about those Digen trips, but it was good. I think one of the main merits for today is for whether or not there is some sort of like a financial crisis lining up. In my opinion, it is, but it doesn't mean I'm right to start with. So I want to hear about whether or not you think there is actually a financial crisis coming, and if it is true that it's actually coming, then how we can beat the market with trading Bitcoin, trading altcoins. Let's hear a little bit about that. So is the financial crisis coming before we go into TA?
At some point, definitely we will. And I think the ultimate question is, when is it going to happen? Nobody knows. It's a very tricky one. As I know people that are involved in the stock markets who have been saying it for 4 or 5 years already, and the markets just continue pumping because of the infinite amount of money that's being added to the markets. But you're constantly starting to see red flags everywhere at this stage. So we're definitely into the end game of the current bull cycle that we have in the equity markets, real estate, and crypto also. So yes, we're going to face a financial crisis. And the funny story is, if you're reading back about what happened in 1929, the Great Depression back in the day, there are so many similarities. People were chasing to buy a house because the housing prices went up, so they just want to buy a house because of inflation going on. People were chasing for the stock markets to get some money going there and to invest in the markets because of a return that they want to achieve. What I see nowadays is that anyone wants to buy a house, wants to get into stock markets, wants to get into crypto because they lose money with having money on the savings account. they feel the pressure of going into the markets without any knowledge, and that is a huge signal for me that the mass is coming and retail is coming, in which we are getting ourselves triggered towards the potential crisis to be happening. What should we watch? The yields, very important one. If the interest rates go up, the underlying collateral will be destroyed. There will be a huge trigger. The dollar, which is also the reason why Bitcoin is showing weakness now, but we should be watching it overall. And then finally, Evergrande is a big sign of what is about to come. Maybe we are not facing any crisis right now, but what the game that Evergrande tries to play is what we also try to play in crypto, compounding profits with staking. That's what big parties want to do in the real estate markets too. So yes, a financial crisis is going to come. Is it going to be heavy? Yes, of course. It will be painful. When is it going to come?
What's the time you say? What's the time you say? Your guess. Tell me your guess.
In max 12 to 18 months.
Okay, so you're saying it's actually very close.
Don't you believe so?
But you're saying, like, listen, you're saying about
I see a Floki Inu
crisis.
Huh?
What do you mean?
I see a Floki Inu tram in Amsterdam, and I'm like, this is fucking mental.
So you're saying about crypto?
No, in general, I mean, if the equity markets are going to do a turn south, crypto will be going with it.
Okay. Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, oh Jesus! I mean, there are so many things that is bad about this system that is so corrupted. And we could go on and on and on and on and on and on, and it would like literally all the streams would never cover that. Would not be enough. I personally, expect like this huge financial crisis, this literally largest ever since the Great Depression, 29. I do believe it's actually coming like 100 years later, which is basically 2029. Like 2028, 2029, 2030 is what I personally believe. You're going to see this everything bubble literally bursts. Everything bubble literally, just literally collapses in a way that you would have the real estate, you would have stocks, which are so inflationary, of course. You would have cryptos, perhaps, although I think it's for crypto, to me personally, it's too far-fetched to talk about 2029 for how it's going to perform and whether or not. But I think we are watching. We're in this stage that Fed, that the central banks would not really profit this much from a financial crisis. You saw what happened with March, right? You saw what happened in March last year. So they kind of like cut out the short. They cut out the opportunity to short it. They literally held shorting, made it some sort of like illegal, inaccessible. You couldn't short, you couldn't sell anything, right? So they had their ways to stop it, right? They had the ways to control it somehow.
I don't know, but my...
Can you hear me?
You freeze
can you
yourself.
hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Super strange. I got, I felt cold. I freeze myself. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Probably, you know, so.
Went off. Yeah. So I was talking about, how the big crisis is actually, in my opinion, like bigger than anybody expects, and in a way that it's coming in this later years. Go ahead.
If I may ask you something, I know that you've put out your predictions there with projecting Bitcoin to 150 to 200K. I've got the same projections. I've been flamed for being bearish the past few days because I said the other one. Well, the question I want to give to you is, if Bitcoin goes to 200K and you assume that the actual crisis is going to take place 8 years from now, why would crypto go down? If we are still in an inflationary world, why would Bitcoin go from 150K to 20K? There's no reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is I think, that we are trying to make it rational, and in crypto nothing is rational. And I see, like it made no sense for people to sell Bitcoin at $3,000 or $400,000, but the most did. That's where we got the depression volume spike as well, right? That's where the biggest amount of liquidations on the floor happened. So especially like the more far-fetched targets we get on the bottom and on the top side, we always get extreme irrationality, right? Extreme fear, extreme like greed. It always takes it like somewhere far away from any rational whatsoever. And I think, that those targets, like 150, 200, if they happen, I'm like, it's amazing. But personally, I'm 80% out of the market until that happens. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my portfolio.
But
in,
to
like,
be honest,
those money.
we both have a different position in that. You should be realizing that most of your new followers have not been in the market since 2017.
Yeah.
And if you're in the market since 2017, you're definitely going to sell in the next run up. Even at like 70, 80, 90, 100K, I'll be selling a big portion. I don't care anymore. But that's different than when you're just joining the market.
I know.
That's the
I know,
point.
but
Like, go ahead.
yeah. No, I'm just saying that, we did have our lessons. We did have our lessons. We had our lessons before, of course. I was lucky enough to actually like get a proper amount of education for myself in 2018 for the bear markets. And it's not, you never get 100% accuracy, but I was surprising myself with actually getting like out of the market, like on the wrong side of the market, but still getting out after local pumps, right? So you had this medium time frame swings. You had these upwards trends that lasted for a month, for two. Like you had these alt seasons going on as well. And that was the time that I was actually cashing out the reminders of the money that I had left in the market. There's so much. I would like if we could turn back the time. I would literally go and change so much about it to put the majority of my portfolio out of the market before that happens, not later be bothered by cashing out after market crashes, I say, right? Like it's kind of like not putting you in a comfortable position, and I don't want to be put in a comfortable position for my own request anymore. So yeah, I don't like, regardless of what happens, you have to be safe, no?
That is like, if you think about it, especially what most people will be having right now is they put everything they have from their savings account into crypto. Then, for instance, if you have 10K, it grows to 50,000 or 100K, and then the question becomes, how am I gonna de-risk my entire portfolio? How am I gonna settle my portfolio? But people will not be selling a portion of their portfolio. It's either black or white. There's never gray. Especially if you look at social media and just how people trade, they just go all in or they don't do anything at all.
Yeah.
Well, you can also sell a portion of your portfolio and put it into commodities, put it into something else to just de-risk your entire portfolio, because the higher you get, the more you have to de-risk. Myself, currently, I've been lucky to grow my account to a high number. But what am I doing right now? Putting it into funds, putting it into a bank, a private bank, putting it away
for 0.1% interest, right? Isn't it?
No, they are an asset private bank which invests into the stock markets or into
Cool.
any other stuff that I do, but just putting it away to de-risk my portfolio.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. Good point. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you talk about a financial crisis, having money in your bank account has default risk. So does it make sense to have money in your bank account if a bank collapses and you only can get like 25K? So that is something you have to calculate too if it comes to risk and risk tolerance.
Yeah. Every single thing, like every single move you make about your money comes with risk. Every single like breath you take in comes with risk, right? You can get a heart attack. I don't know, if you take your money, right, and put it in a socket, put it in your bag, like somebody may come and pick it up from you because they're a robber and they just want to steal, right? It doesn't matter whether you allocate your money on in what form. There's always a certain amount of risk to it, right? So you never want to carry all your money in the bag because somebody can come and pick it up. Just like you said, this diversification, putting money aside, is something that 90% of the people fail at doing, and that is exactly why they go recklessly wrecked and damaged and literally broken forever. That is so bad. I'm so glad we're talking about that. And like we also want to cover some certain points for how we can actually beat the market. So let's talk very quick about how you think, because we know there's something cooking up. There is some sort of like a crisis, some dark times that you have to get ready, regardless whether it's coming next year, next 2 years, next 5 years, whatever. You have to get ready for it. So what are your tools, if it's technical analysis, if it's other tools that you learn, you know how to beat the market with?
Um, well, TA will always be my gateway to making analysis, but TA has different layers. Like if you're day trading, you're just trading price action, which is the most simple one. You make a trading plan, execute, done. When it comes to positioning your entire investment portfolio, you actually have to use economics to make a analysis. So you're going to include interest rates, you're going to include how the markets of crypto are behaving. So it's more fundamental than technical. But when it comes to the mindset of your portfolio, we briefly discussed it in the past few minutes. Honestly, what the market is doing shouldn't be that much of an influence. You just position your portfolio well and diversify your portfolio based on the gains that you make. So,
Good.
as an example, if you've got 50K in Bitcoin and the portfolio grows to 250K, it doesn't matter that Bitcoin is 250K. You just have to get profits and diversify it to a different portfolio. I think that's the key mindset to beat a financial market. Be flexible, which is having cash at first, at all standards, so you can buy the dip. Otherwise, your options are quite limited. And at some point, accept that markets are overvalued. In cryptocurrency world, altcoins are overvalued at some point. They do not go up all the time. You've been through
Surprise.
2018.
Surprise.
They go down a lot. And when you think they are down 95%, they can still go down 90%.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but you told me it would go up forever. What now?
yeah, there are no bull and bear markets anymore, right? According to Willy
Yeah,
Woo.
it's only bull. It's only going up. That's
Up
what I read in
only.
the comments. Jesus Christ, it's crazy.
That's
It's
why we're
so
all
crazy,
buying
man.
NFTs.
I'm sure you're getting these attempts, right? You're getting these
Dude,
comments.
yesterday I made a video about being bearish on Bitcoin. I actually had to just close my social media because of the insane amount of hate. And then the markets dropped, and then the reactions are, "Yeah, you did this," and I'm like, "Yeah, my influence on the markets are like Elon Musk, man. Come on."
Yeah, they blame you. They literally blame you. It's so fucking crazy, man.
You're
I mean,
getting it probably right now too.
I know. I know. I mean, they literally, like, promise you, like you said about the car, when I was, funny thing is, if you open up the chart, that day I announced I was buying, R7 and cashing out of the market,
What's the
at
top?
least parts. That was not a full cash out. There was, I cannot remember the day, but it was, I think, April 10th, 11th, whatever. It was like literally when you copy paste this tweet link you to trading it with this new option, it literally puts it, like, pinpoints it to the reversal candle for the week at least. I cannot remember the day. Regardless, they told me, like, it's your fucking fault, right? They told me, like, the market dropped because of you. They literally were blaming me, like, me. They were blaming me for the market that dropped. Like, how fucking crazy is that?
Well, it's flattering, right? It's funny that you're getting that. So people
It's
actually think
crazy.
that you've got that influence. But coming back to the financial crisis,
Yeah.
at some point, if Bitcoin and the markets will go higher than what most of the people are expecting it to be taking. So like it could go to 200K, 250, 300K. Who the hell knows? Nobody knows. What I'm starting to get quite sure of is that we're not into a 4-year cycle, but in a lengthening cycle. So I'm assuming that we're going to get a longer cycle. It's called the super cycle. But at some point, I'll just be out of crypto 80, 90%. The only
Same.
money that I have in
Same.
crypto will be to short. But if I want to say anything about shorting the markets, it's a very difficult game and most will go wrecked. So definitely for newcomers and people that are not advanced traders, it's something you should avoid. But being in cash is technically also shorting the markets. So
Exactly.
you're trying to gain more Bitcoin by just being in cash and you assume that the markets go down. So that is fine too. In the crash,
Exactly.
in the financial crisis, the first step or the first drop, just check .com bubble 1929. It's a very heavy drop down. Everything falls, and then having cash is the best ultimate position to have. So most will
That's
be
it.
in cash. Then what am I going to do with the crypto that I have? I probably am going to have it in stables and stake them to get some passive income going.
Are you not afraid about dropping interests or the apps collapsing or running out of money?
Yeah, but that's a risk. That's why you don't allocate too much into crypto at that stage, right?
Well, the problem is, I just give me one fucking point that I can disagree with you on. Like, give me one, right? And I'm not going to find it.
Well, I'm buying
That's what I keep. That's what I keep
Shiba
repeating.
Inu. No,
Okay, so that's what I would disagree on.
actually, I'm going to buy those NFTs in the crisis. Those punks, just out of fun.
Yeah,
They will be running up
yeah.
again too.
That is not bad. Not bad deal at all. Not bad bet.
And
Okay, tell
also, the
me
final
about.
one, I
Yeah,
want
go
to
ahead.
add one more. I think having commodities is actually going to be beneficial in a crisis.
Oh,
It
Jesus, come
sounds
on!
it
It's
sounds
huge.
sad.
It's huge.
It sounds sad, but I've got gold, silver, all included in my portfolio. And as a matter of fact, and this sounds very sad too, if you are going to reflect on 1929, you know what happened after. We've got wars. Usually, when we
I
get a
know.
crisis, we get
I
wars.
know.
That's why I've
I
got
know.
a uranium position.
I want to get in uranium. I didn't manage to get in
Did run
uranium. I
though.
will get it. I will get it. I will get it definitely. Did you like for those who actually don't know that uranium is a monster like on steroids. The last
Mhm.
time I checked the price charts, it performs better than crypto. Like when it does well, of course. When the market goes up, I think it pulled off like 1000x, like some sick numbers. It pulls like some sick numbers. Then it of course just crashes, 99% or 90% because like of the global fight against like atomic energy or nuclear power plants and so on. But eventually, you come up to the conclusion that fundamentally it's one of the cleanest energy sources that we have.
Yeah.
And me as a chemical guy, I really took care about understanding what the problem is. The problem is up with the waste, right? With the nuclear waste, atomic waste that actually is radioactive, and but the technology advances. There is an overall advancement in the technology on the technology side, and there are actual processes. There is a technology for how to process these wastes. Like same for the plastic bags. People are furious about plastic bags, but they don't know that there are plastics made out of the natural. How do you translate it to English? Natural polymers, let's say, right? Um, that literally are they dissolve in water, right? They are
Mhm.
naturally like they dissolve in water. They're very like how you call that, recyclable, not even recyclable. They just do bad. They just don't do bad, for to the environment. But people don't know that, and that's the problem, right? So you have the huge hate against the nuclear power plants. You have the huge hate against the plastics, which doesn't make sense on the actual real side of the things. But that's how you find investment opportunities, don't you?
We're going off topic, but the actual negativity towards nuclear and crypto is because of media.
Yeah, of course, I know. I
So
know.
they've got a huge influence and all that stuff. But uranium is definitely something I'm looking at heavily. Also, it's more tricky when it comes to a crisis. But if you look back at the dot com bubble was pushed by tech heavily. So tech was
Mm.
overvalued like crazy. And during those years after, the older stocks, so like the backbones of any index, were actually doing quite well. Tech
Mm.
crashed heavily. If you look back at what happened right now, tech is accelerating, so indices are also accelerating quite fast, and the older stocks are not doing well. So there might be some specific opportunities too if a crisis happens, but that's a more tricky bet because most will just dropping down heavily, especially when it comes to the first liquidity crash, which is the first stage of a crisis. Um, in that case, having cash, maybe some commodities, and staking some stables is probably the best way to go to, and then using some shorting opportunities to gain some daily income, etc. Swing trading,
Mhm.
shorting, oh, that's going to be heavy.
Oh. Yeah, I can see some comments flooding in, with regards how does it actually correlate with the financial crisis topic and how we can boost it, for beat the market. The truth is, we're actually telling you how we can beat the market by investing in something that people hate hearing about. We're talking about diversifying portfolio into commodities, into hard assets that uranium is and belongs to under this category, that gold and silver is and belongs under this category. I cannot emphasize, like, did you know, buddy, that you watch silver charts? Do you watch silver charts? Did you see a monthly chart? So monthly chart.
I've not been checking it past weeks, but I do know how the price is evolving right now. It
Yeah,
broke out
I
of
tell
that
you what.
long 6 years
Yeah,
accumulation thing.
yeah. I
Yeah.
tell you what. So silver, if you play on the moving averages, 20 and 50, right? So you have 200-month average and 50-month average. So they crossed over, in this extremely powerful golden cross, whatever you name that, doesn't matter. 50-month average crossed over 200-month average. And it last time happened about 18 or 20 years ago. I cannot even remember that. But this is literally like the most powerful bull market signal I've seen in my entire life.
Actually, if you start thinking about silver and the actual ratings that gold and silver always has, it's probably 70. That's the actual number that the ratio difference usually has. Between 70 times silver is usually the price of gold. That is a standard from back in the day,
It's crazy.
or at least,
I know what you're,
or
I
at
know
least the
where you're
rule.
going with that.
But if you want to, if you say, especially if you are charting the commodities index to the S&P, the valuation of the commodities are really low at this stage still.
Mm-hmm.
So if you conclude, okay, I want to invest in commodities, and you do the exact same for the valuation of silver to gold, silver is so heavily undervalued. I'm really looking to get a bigger position in silver right now. I've seen that it retested some lower levels, but that is a way, or one of the ways to start beating a financial crisis. And it sounds super lame, but sometimes trading and investing is actually quite lame. I saw some questions also about how to buy uranium. There's literally some ETFs you can buy, so it's very easy to do so.
Yeah, you don't want to store uranium. You don't want to go
No, good luck with
radioactive.
that.
No, but here's the ratio, like silver to SPX, right? So silver to tech to stocks, you basically get the lowest ratio. I think. Well, this is a weekly chart, so we're not going to find like too
It's
broad
not even
scope.
too far. You have to check it on like decades to see how the valuation
Yeah,
does.
of course. But it's still like the lows, in the extreme lows, like seen in the past, years, multiple ones. This is still, even locally, it shows you, it's like it lines up perfectly. And basically silver, like commodities, hard assets, is what I believe is actually, like, sticking with that is one of the very principal and fundamental ways that you can beat the market. Beat the market, which means perform better than the average. And perform better than the average, it means, probably not losing 90% of money in crypto. So why don't we play some charts? You have some charts ready, perhaps, that you want to share?
Not too much at this stage, but I can always share my screen.
So take your time to prepare it. Everybody, I just want to kind of remind everybody, encourage everybody, because this is our 14-day free trading congress, day 5, the final show of the day. We are with Crypto Michael discussing the ways on how we can beat the market, and if there comes a financial crisis, those tips that Michael has been sharing, that I've also tried to share, they're going to become useful, and now you have my perfect word for that. Okay, and for those who have just joined, make sure to smash the like, hit the subscribe button, and also post some kind words, some kind appreciation for Michael for spending his time with us, okay, to actually answer some questions. Also, put your questions in the comments. We'll try to get a couple of minutes, perhaps at the end of the show, to let Michael answer some of them, provided that it makes sense and they don't ask about Shiba Inu, Cam Rocket Coin like 1000x or something like that.
I had to discuss Shiba Inu on a TV show one time, and I was like, "Yeah,
come on,
I'm not made for this bullshit." So what you want to discuss with the charts, to be honest, Birb?
Yeah, let's, because the point is, like, application of the technical analysis, how you can actually apply analysis to build your edge. I mean, to beat the market, basically, right? be it for the Bitcoin. Let's go off with Bitcoin, and then perhaps talk about altcoins. If you want to talk about the Shiba Inu and Cam Rockets, go ahead.
Trading Shiba Inu.
You know
is
how to play the
well.
chart. You know how to play the chart.
Now there's a joke going to be around now, right? No.
No.
Oh, you're
No,
actually
sorry.
serious.
I'm saying I'm saying about screen sharing here.
Oh
There's
yeah,
on the
yeah,
bottom
yeah.
of the screen.
I know.
On the
No, I
bottom
know,
of
I know.
the bottom of the screen, just press the share, and you have
Sorry,
to
how do I
add
buy
yourself to the
crypto?
stream.
Tell me about it. All right, here we got Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
I can see that.
All right, I'll just make it full screen, which is better. The point here is with Bitcoin, it's you just have to play levels. You always have to play levels. Make it very simple for yourself. That's how I'm going to do it too. Especially when it comes to all of those parabolic cycles, you just have to play levels. Especially if you're going to watch the equity charts. This is retarded. It shows that we are into a bubble, but this can go on and go on, especially if you, I don't have the chart ready at this point, but if you overlay it with the amount of money that has been created, the markets have not been growing too much, but at some point it will reverse. And why will it reverse? It's going to reverse because of the yields that are going to run up and the strength on the dollar. I think we agree on that topic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're going to look at Bitcoin then, you're probably just going to use the weekly and daily chart to define what the markets are doing at this point. And the most easy concept by doing that is checking what pattern we are in. Higher lows, higher highs. Very simple, easy to understand concept. Then second, if the markets are going to be parabolic and you see those prices accelerate quite fast in between order blocks, you know that the markets will be in an overvaluation at that stage. You're going to include moving averages. You're going to include rationality. Because the people that have been buying in some point of Bitcoin at the lower stage will be taking profits here too. That's the point where you're going to include on-chain analysis. So you're going to include long-term supply, which will always give you an insight in when the long-term holders are going to sell. And that is one of the key triggers to become cautious on the markets. Right now, it's still fine. So in that assumption, I think we're still in the middle of a bull cycle. You are saying we are done in a month from now, and then Bitcoin will be 200K. Fine. Litecoin at 1K, also fine. I'll sign up for it. I believe that we're going to have a pretty longer cycle. But the concept of trading and investing will relatively be the same. Because with altcoins, the charts will also be the same. And the mindset will be the same too. However, using that in your trading is the tricky part, because you're like last week I saw some specific altcoins doing really well. They were Cardena.
Was that
CDA?
Shiba Inu or Cam Rocket?
No, but this one, Cardena, whatever it is, I don't know whatever it is, but all of a sudden it pops up here. Over here, everyone is discussing about Cardena and but you have to make a risk appetite with trading altcoins too. But it's the same. You're defining levels based on historical price action. And when some altcoins or Bitcoin starts to overshoot and not retest levels, you know that you're in the territory where things are getting overvalued. And usually they come back to retest those levels at some stage. So then, if you have been making those gains, you have to start readjusting your portfolio back to the standards that you want to have. Very simple approach. People will not do it, but that's actually how you're trading and investing in crypto, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not making it too difficult at this point with the charts.
No,
I only got squigglies, which
it's good. It's very good. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, what you want to discuss about Bitcoin at this stage? I mean, we can still even go here, right? That could be fine.
What people want to discuss, I suppose, is the target. Is what do you think is going to happen? Is what is going to happen next? What are your thoughts, man?
I'm going to stop sharing for now, as I just want to say it and just say it out.
Yeah, go ahead.
My vision with the markets, if you look at the size of the cryptocurrency markets right now, we are at 2.5 trillion. I assume, didn't check, but it's around 2.5. dot-com bubble was about 10 to 12 trillion, which means that we still have a long way to go to gain momentum with the markets. I think we are still in the middle of a bull cycle. I only believe that we're going to face a longer cycle and then we go higher than everyone expects. So I assume that Bitcoin could go to 250 to 300K, definitely. When? Not next month. I think somewhere Q2, Q3 next year.
You think so?
I think that we're in a phase where the 4-year cycle, we will get rid of it because the impact of the halving will decrease over time and the impact of macroeconomics will increase over time because of the size of the markets. Markets are maturing, so different variables get into play of the markets, and therefore we behave in a different manner too. If we conclude that, we also have short-term, we've got the plan B stock-to-flow model, which is a huge variable for people to start trading and investing into crypto. And I truly believe that if we are not hitting 98K this month, which can still be achieved. I mean, we've seen crazy stuff in crypto. I hope we can achieve it, but then I'll be liquidated out of my shorts. No, I'm kidding.
Exposed.
But because of that, we will get an additional sell pressure. It's also usually we get a corrective move in December taking place. So I just believe that we're going to have that correction, which is happening right now. And after that, we get another wave of bull cycle taking place into next year's. And then next year, the reason why crypto is going to crash is not because crypto is crashing, but because of the fact that the equity markets are going to crash because the yields are running up, the working class gets squeezed. And at some point, the game that the Fed and European Central Bank are playing is off. It's going to end. And inflation... Don't you agree that the fact that everyone discusses inflation makes me worry about the fact that we will still keep having inflation, or are we going to face deflation at some point?
No. I mean, first of all, this is like I think you're putting very interesting points about let's say, how to call that. I want to say short term, but I really want to say short term. Let's say forecast for the next months. You said 12, 18 months, right? About the crash for the equities. I've never really paid too much attention to what's coming right in front of, let's say, right in front, like the next 12, 18 months. I always look like the 5-10 years ahead. But I guess, you're going to have those crashes on the way, definitely, like those, let's call them micro crashes, right? Because eventually I believe like 2030 is like going to be this ultimate crash, and the world just puts on fire and the dollar crashes forever, dollar loses, like the CBDCs are going to be implemented and so on.
But what do you believe about, like, every deflation? 8 to 10 years we get a correction, right? Or like a crisis. They want to put the label on.
Two presidential cycles,
Yeah. So if you assume that it's going to be 2029, you're going to say that we skipped this one? It's been 10 years plus since we had one.
Oh man, I mean, first of all, you had COVID, right? You had the pandemic. You had the
but the actual impact of COVID is not seen on the charts yet. Yes, we go up because of the money supply.
Yeah, so that's my point. I mean, I think personally, they kind of like got what they wanted out of the COVID crash in a way that they know that they can hold it back. They can stop it. They can, of course, control the damage somehow. But eventually, like the financial bubble, the currency bubble, on top of everything, just grows so much because of the inflation that this is like a one-way ticket. You're not going to get deflationary impulses, in my opinion. You may try to get, some deflationary like boosts, some rates raises, rates hikes. I don't believe it would be taken seriously, though. I don't think it would be taken seriously, though, because they are so overheated that when they press when they press the deflation button, they can literally collapse everything in a single day because of the hyperinflation.
They are not going to push that button.
I know. That's the point.
The thing is, they try to keep it going, but one thing we are not focused on is they probably just do not hike the interest rates because they know the impact of hiking the interest rates. However, the yields will be starting to crawl up, and the yields is the interest rate that we pay over government papers, right?
Yeah.
So if the yields are going to crawl up, and the old CEO of BitMEX have been writing something beautiful about that impact, negative convexity, everyone should read that actually.
Yeah.
But if the yields are going to crawl up, the yields are used in the housing markets to define mortgages and stuff. So if that yield is going to crawl up a little bit more, the purchasing power of a new people or new purchaser to buy a house will decrease heavily. And when the buyers are gone, and when luxury houses are stagnating in their prices, and renting a house is going to stagnate in prices too, that is a huge trigger, because then it falls over the cliff, and then you get 10x times of Evergrande as an issue, and then you just get 2008, but then bigger, because it will be a debt crisis. It will be something related to it. That could be a trigger, and that cannot be influenced by the banks or by the governments. So that's why I'm worried about the fact that Evergrande is just a small player, but there are many more, and the banks are fragile. So if one collapses, the risk tolerance of a bank will.
It's because they are all Ponzi's. They are all Ponzi's in chain. That's why they are. That's why they're so volatile.
So then the system will dry up. So would you want to keep your money into the banks? No, I don't feel comfortable by having it there. Default risk is just significant.
Yeah, that's the point. I think I got so impressed about the talk that my Bitcoin neon just went off. I don't know why. But I think it's the Bitcoin neon I had it behind my back. I think it just literally just lost the power. I think it just faded. Jesus, I really hope Bitcoin is not going to crash because of that. I really hope Bitcoin is not going to fade because of that.
It's still,
but hey, at least Ethereum is lighting up. At least Ethereum is lighting up.
Oh, are you more bullish on Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Oh man, I think
that's a question I get a ton of times.
Yeah, let me play this. Let me play this chart then, as well. By the way, I hope you guys don't mind. This kind of like discussions that we have. I can see a lot of comments. That they are very valuable for the reason that we are just chatting about different opinions. Perhaps not even different opinions per se, but we are just chatting about what we perhaps may have not been truly aware of thinking. I never really cared too much about 12 18 months, but it doesn't mean there is nothing bad going on, and there is no financial crisis coming, right? Like, it's just different perspectives, and I think like clashing them and then like checking on the opinions, I think it's pretty good, especially that the aim is to keep you guys safe, right? Because whatever Michael is sharing, he knows what he's doing. I can tell that. Whatever I share, well, I have my strategy pretty laid out, pretty straightforward as well, and I just follow it, right? So as I said, until the market crashes for crypto, I want to be 80% of the market, and I'm realizing that step by step. And for altcoins though, because people wanted to hear some altcoins, so I'll play a couple of altcoins charts. You find some altcoin charts perhaps you want to play as well, and I hope people appreciate it, and let's see what we come up with. Well, we've already been about 53 minutes in through the show, and are you fine taking it like a bit longer, like 10 minutes more or something like that?
I actually wanted to live stream for my group tonight, but there's some technical difficulties, so I've got all the time, so we can just continue if you want.
Yeah, sure. You can play it for them if you want. I think this is valuable talk. All the best.
I'm good to go. Good to go longer, man. I think the people are also appreciating our chat, so I don't see a reason to go off.
Okay.
One thing, listen, 2 hours from now, I have to watch my country lose against Norway. So
no way. We're going to take it this long though.
Well, we can. I assume we can.
I mean, I know we can, but I'll be dead already until then.
That's why you should be traveling to Dubai, man.
I know. Okay, let me find this. Like many people know, I'm super bullish on Litecoin. Like my target,
really
to put it. Yeah, man, I'm so bullish on Litecoin.
I didn't see it on social media, man.
You didn't see my tweets on Litecoin?
I'm just joking, man. It's all over social media, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. But did you get in?
No, not yet. I'm waiting. I'm actually
Okay.
bearish right now, so I'm trying to push my people to sell their positions so I can
You're
buy.
waiting
Right?
for
That's
what?
how
For
we do
50
it.
for $50? You're waiting for $50 or what?
No, I'm looking for more confirmation on the Bitcoin pair. To be honest.
Okay. Until you're waiting for the bear market, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So I'll buy Litecoin at $2, man.
Exactly. I know. Jeez. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So many people literally. I got all the tweets, on my Twitter. People were calling me idiot like so many times for telling them, that Litecoin was good buying opportunity, and it was before it pumped like 50% upwards in about 2 3 days, right? So it is crazy, and I'm so
But it
bullish right on
didn't
Litecoin. I'm
even
so
move.
bullish.
If you look at all those older altcoins,
Yeah,
XRP, XLM, EOS, Litecoin,
I don't watch.
actually
I
every
don't watch
coin from
XRP.
Asia,
You don't
all
get me on
those
XRP.
coins.
Sorry.
Okay, well, fine. But just mentioning it, they are all still
Yeah,
trending
just
south.
don't even mention that. Don't even don't even mention that.
Let's talk about XRP.
Yeah, yeah. Go
No,
ahead,
but
man.
like those charts are all just dropping down still. So the moment we are really into a bull cycle when euphoria starts to take place is when they reverse. But the issue is if you want to get into a position of an altcoin, for instance, Litecoin or something that we can't name, or
Mm.
XLM, for instance, you have to get into a position when you feel less comfortable or least comfortable, because if it starts to run, it runs and it never really
Mm.
retests at all. And that is the Bitcoin
That's
pair,
Litecoin.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's it. I
because
mean, that's it. I tell you what. I mean, tell you what very quick. So here's. I want to give you guys some tips on Ethereum and Litecoin. Um, First of all, hope you can see my screen. Second of all,
yeah,
this is Ethereum against dollar and Ethereum against Bitcoin. Okay, so what I can tell is Ethereum against dollar is appreciating, against Bitcoin it's actually consolidating, right? So what it tells me is that Bitcoin is pressing more, and it's actually absorbing the capital out of Ethereum. Is just, Bitcoin is getting this main attention over Ethereum, which is why it's consolidating, which is why it's not really appreciating against, people are not really choosing Ethereum over Bitcoin. That's what I'm saying. They are very indecisive about that, right? Here you can tell that Ethereum is being more often picked by the people against dollar, right? People are more bullish about Ethereum against dollar, but they are indecisive about the pair of Bitcoin. Like if they are, because of that, if they are to decide what to buy, whether it's Ethereum or Bitcoin, well, the chart tells you clearly that it's actually, back and forth. They are pretty indecisive. There is no trend. When there is no trend, it means, well, at times you have an opportunity to get some chart patterns, and boom, we have a pretty good chart pattern here, right? And we have a chart pattern which is called, well, symmetrical triangle, coil, whatever you name that.
bullish
Uh,
pennant.
uh, yeah, I would not call that pennant. I mean,
No, but people call it
not per
like
se.
that, or flag
Yeah,
or whatever. Flag is not even correct, but
yeah.
name it
So
whatever
what
you
the
want.
way, yeah, the way I understand pennants, I mean, the way I know the pennants of is when you get a very sharp move, and they always happen on a very like lower time frames. They usually take a couple of days or weeks at best, not months really. But you get a very sharp move in a phase one, which serves as this half mast. It's called half mast formations for bullish pennants or bearish pennants, bullish flags, bearish flags, and you get like this middle trend pattern, right? So you usually take like the base size, which is, oh,
Hmm.
not even the base size, but like the pole size, the mast size, and you actually put it on top of the breakout level, and that's how we get it. And the pennants and bull flags are typical to half trends, to mid trends. They happen and occur mid trend, right? They do not happen kind of like, again, to take long. Here we can take, I think it's more, what is that? What is the date? Let me check.
It's
That it
already
started, it
since
was
the
May.
crash.
So
Yeah.
it's half a year, right? It's half a year. I would not really call that pennant per se. Triangle, yes.
No, but the
Uh
point is more like we're just moving sideways, and I think the
yeah,
actual breakout,
sideways.
I think we agree on this, is going to take place in Q1.
Yeah. I think it's going to process sooner. I think we don't have much time till we actually see some breakout. But before that happens, in my opinion, before the major pump in the market, I think Bitcoin needs to pick first. and I have a chart to display in a moment.
Like there are multiple
Yeah.
scenarios.
Of course.
The standard approach, which I think most people were expecting until today, is that Bitcoin is going to accelerate in November and December, just like we have seen in
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
Sucking everything out of the altcoins, Bitcoin pairs are dropping a little, taking the momentum, etc. However, the dollar is appreciating, yields are going up, which have a huge impact on the prices of Bitcoin. And actually, Bitcoin is correcting at this stage. So we could also see a scenario which you have seen last year, where Bitcoin is correcting in November and December, stabilizing. Altcoin pairs are dropping because of panic and just stabilize too. And the moment that Bitcoin is done correcting, starts crawling back up, boom, that's when altcoin starts to fire off. Because in 2017, we first had Bitcoin and then the altcoins came around. However, the correlations are dropping heavily in the past year. You've got segments doing really well. All of a sudden, layer one started to do well, despite the fact that Bitcoin was correcting. Then we've got NFTs. Now we've got metaverse. So the assumption of a big alt season is still there, but it's more selective, or it became more selective. So there is actually a chance that we're going to copy paste the cycle from October 2020 until May 2021, in which we're just correcting right now. And the moment that Bitcoin is done correcting and crawls back up, that's when altcoins start to shoot, and we just run together.
Well, I wouldn't mind that. I tell you what.
No,
I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind that at all. One way or another, it's somewhere, not even midway through, it's historically high levels for the Ethereum BTC pair, right? So based on the TA side, well, here is the resistance, and here is the resistance, right? So you can actually anticipate certain level of weakness around here and here. I'm not such a huge fan, perhaps, of applying technical analysis directly to Ethereum versus BTC pairs. I get it more as more reactive, depending on the market stage, depending on the people would assign it to dominance, but they would assign it wrongly, because dominance is an actual result of what you see in the chart. Dominance
it's
declining.
The inverse of each Bitcoin, man.
Yeah, I know. So you're getting this continuation pattern. That's what I would call. No matter you call that triangle, pennant, it's completely irrelevant for the name. Like, it doesn't change this nature. You can name it whatever you want. And the nature of it suggests that we have a very significant influx, a very significant increase in demand in price of Ethereum against Bitcoin. And this showed up just tells us that people, for the very short period of time, I should say, for the very compressed period of time, were choosing Ethereum against Bitcoin much more willingly. And this, I expect, can repeat, and this would repeat the less Bitcoin. The more money there is in the market, the more appreciated Bitcoin is in the price. And the closer to the final, what I call ultimate alt season is super, it's called, will come.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Ethereum is going to make that run, it will be the final run. We can agree on that.
Yeah, most likely. So what I am expecting, this is Ethereum versus USD, right? We are at the highs. We are at all-time highs already. Technical strength is not a question, right? You have 30, 43, even $5,000 almost. So imagine Bitcoin runs 2x from here, right? I mean, it pulls a 100% move. This gets you somewhere into 120,000, whatever the number is. So you have automatically, even if Ethereum BTC pair just stays flat for the same time and it keeps consolidating, you get this 100% boost in Ethereum. This is the logarithmic chart. So you get this 100%. You get this 100%
Let's make it 500%.
Yeah. You get the same boost on an Ethereum USD chart, right? So you get 100% off, these 5,000s. This already places you in the 10,000s, and then we are still midway through.
But it doesn't have to be like that. If we compare, or if Bitcoin really starts to accelerate, the Bitcoin pair will lose value. So Ethereum against USDT will go up. Yeah, but it can start dropping out of this triangle too.
I know what you're saying, but it's been consolidating in this triangle. It seems quite reliable from the TA part, at least to me. Regardless, I'm right or wrong. This is my just bet. What is true?
Sharing some stuff.
Yeah, you're just roasting me.
No, I'm just bringing up the other critical mention just being one of those crypto Twitter dudes trying to roast you, but doing it in a polite way.
Okay. So you're just calling me an idiot, but being polite at the same time. Okay.
No, yeah, I'm just like if Bitcoin really starts to accelerate in a vertical manner, like going
I
into
know.
1 month, then it will be painful for most alts. That is just
It will, but you're still somehow encapsulated in this contracting pattern, right? So I cannot really imagine what would need to happen for Bitcoin, like to shoot up like I don't know, like 5x to take Ethereum like off the track of this triangle. But whatever happens, you get 100% push on Bitcoin, and it's already 10K almost, right? Even if it keeps consolidating, I assume if you played the average, we would stay flat. So that's my point. Like it performs flat on average. It performs like, almost no move on average inside the triangle. It makes it sideways. So imagine you get the actual push eventually whenever Bitcoin, like for some reason, decreases its, like people start decreasing exposure and start choosing Ethereum over Bitcoin, which is what I assume would happen in the ultimate alt season. Then you get this additional push. And this additional push takes you at least 50% up. Sorry, not 50% upwards, but it takes you at least
close
what is
to
that?
50.
Yeah,
40.
whatever, close to 50. Like even if you put it in here, it's like 30, 40. But it's this part is kind of like irrelevant. The resistance is from the TA point of view, and we base it off TA, right? You get like pretty far away, so you get 30% at least on top of it. I say you get even double on that. So which makes me think, because we grow instantly, like that the growth is exponential, that the amount of institutional money in the market has never been bigger and larger. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the biggest tech giants accepting crypto payments soon, like Apple, Google, Amazon, all of these Microsofts are going to all of a sudden everybody starts accepting crypto, which I think is going to be one of the peak symptoms coming. And you get this 10,000 targets, put with 30% on top of it, or even 100% on top of it, which makes me think that Ethereum at the peaking point will be somewhere between 20 and 25,000. And whether it's true or not, again, I don't fucking give a damn about that, because I'll be 80% out of the market. And I tell you what, if I am 80% out of the market, then this remaining 20% part is going to pull off the same multiples that I cashed out before. So I'm still going to be covered. This is a scenario where I covered both ends, and if I'm wrong, I earn money. I love that scenario. I love it.
But it's about making an ROI on your portfolio. So
of course,
if you're at 10K, you have a different risk appetite than where you're at 1 million or 10 million. If you are at, for instance, 1 million and you've got everything exposed in crypto, falling back 50 or 60% with your portfolio is going to destroy your entire lifestyle and put you into a depression. So if you start thinking about compound interest and you have got 1 million, your risk appetite might say, hey, I'm looking for 7 or 8% a year in my ROI on my portfolio. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to be 100% into crypto. I'm just going to do 15 or 20%. And if I double that amount of money, I beat the ROI that I want to have, and I can live a happy life. But people do not focus on having a proper risk appetite or portfolio management. They just want to become the next billionaire within a week, preferably. They see someone buying 5K into Shiba Inu and it goes to whatever million it is. They want to have the same. They see someone making an NFT, selling it for 1.5 million. They want to have the same. But they are not disciplined. They are not constructive with their portfolio, and they don't have the strict rules that you need and the mindset for actually surviving a bear market or anything else.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. By the way, I just got the reminder. There is a giveaway going on. There is a giveaway that is actually sponsored by Michael himself and by the Aid, by his own very company, by the beautiful community that he's managed to build. And the giveaway code is going to be displayed right now in the screen. The giveaway secret code is 82021. 82021 is the giveaway code, and the giveaway link where you can get its 3-month subscription at Aid Global for free winners So you want to get it. It's free knowledge, and I told you on the previous stream that money can never equal knowledge. Knowledge is way more expensive and way more valuable than the money ever can get. So I highly encourage you go go ahead and smash the like, hit the subscribe button, leave some comments as well, and take part in the giveaway. And you're going to find the link to the giveaway in the video description on YouTube. You're going to find a video description with the link to the giveaway where you can get 3-month subscription at A Global for free winners. Go for it. Don't waste your chance. And let me just play very quick the Litecoin chart, and I give it all the stage to you, buddy. But like so many many people just I don't want to say tired, but they are very attracted to Litecoin and hearing my opinion about Litecoin.
I have no clue why they are all focused on Litecoin, to be honest.
I do have a lot of reasons for it, to be honest. Wait, are you playing with me? Are you teasing me?
One day, yesterday or 2 days ago, I wanted to mute dollar Litecoin, to be honest. Dollar LTC, it's all around. But I like the chart. Good. I definitely, but I'm more focused on the Bitcoin pair, to be honest.
That's fine.
Rather than
that is fine.
The USDT pair.
Bitcoin, and don't forget Cam Rocket Shiba Inus. That is real.
Stop talking about Shiba Inus, man.
You started talking about that.
That's true. Floki Inu, not Shiba Inu.
It's whatever. It's on you. Listen, very quick. It's like 50% of the highs, right? Like let's get it close. Jesus, perfect percentage is what 43%, 44% is completely irrelevant. 40% low of the highs, right? It's very well low if you ask me. At the same time, we are of the highs against BTC pair. You are practically at the all-time lows, right? It's Litecoin has never been this floored, I should say, for many years in the past, right? You only get it previously. What was that, like in April, maybe in the BTC pair? You only get it in 2017, right before the biggest pump stopped, before the biggest altcoin season started in 2017, early March, and it's basically keeps trending down, but it slowly starts reversing. On top of it, I think this was monthly chart. Let me play the monthly chart very quick. I think this is the old version of the Burbicator, but you basically have, what you have is this super long 2-year long bullish divergence. So it tells you that the momentum of the selling of the suppression on the bearish side for the Litecoin against Bitcoin is coming to an end. You see, it's not some bullshit signal that you get on 5-minute chart. It's fucking 2-year long cycle, 2-year long signal that you get out of the market. This is something that you cannot really ignore if you're a technical trader, right? And I personally choose not to ignore because it keeps going down. People have been extremely bearish. When I was giving my bullish targets, for Litecoin, which was $1,000 and $2,000, people were saying like Litecoin Foundation, they were paying me for putting bullish charts on Litecoin. This is how far this went. So we are at the all-time lows for Litecoin, and at the same time, we are 40% off the highs. So this makes it quite a good deal, in my opinion, right? Because whenever the Ethereum happens, to pump, the Litecoin as well would pump, in some sort of like a tandem, let's say. So you could see, and it's at all-time lows. There is like minimal risk about being wrong about this trade, and at the same time, you get very much, same appreciation whenever Bitcoin pulls off, 2x. It places you already somewhere in the 140 and your all-time highs, and this assumes that this pair doesn't even move. So when that pair moves, it gives you multiples, because when it moves, you get what? Again, the technical analysis, right? Not even the more fast first targets. You get 8x. So 8x combined with 2x places you somewhere approximately like 15, 16x taken out of these numbers. So perhaps I'm being conservative about $1,000, $2,000. But again, whatever happens, if I'm wrong or right, I'm 80% out of the market until that happens. Show your charts, man.
If you assume that Bitcoin is going to run to 200 or 250k, which is approximately 3.5 to 5x from here, at some point in time, the altcoins will go higher than that number. So they outperform Bitcoin at some stage. That's why you've got those altcoin cycles. That's why the Bitcoin pairs drop heavily at some point and then they pump. So saying that Litecoin goes 8x from here is not a strange thing to say. It might be far-fetched, but it's actually likely that it takes place. Ethereum flipping Bitcoin for maybe a week or two wouldn't be too strange because that's just temporary. So, and even Litecoin is still below the all-time high of 2017 when it comes to the USDT value. But if I'll just share my screen for a bit.
Yeah, go show your charts.
Oh, let's please. If I'm looking at Litecoin, I hope you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I look at Litecoin, it shows a few things that are quite important. One, if you want to get into an altcoin, you actually want to get into the region where nobody is interested, which is basically this entire zone here. That is, you can also do it on Dogecoin with those cycles before it started to make that massive run. You always bought around 15 or 16 Satoshis, and then you wait for half a year, you get a pump of 5 to 10x, and you're done. Basically, the same idea happens when it comes to altcoins overall, because in this region, you could conclude that the valuation of that altcoin is undervalued to Bitcoin. So at some point in time, it's a better option to have the altcoin than Bitcoin, which, as a matter of fact, with Litecoin right now and all those other Dino coins, actually makes sense. However, Bitcoin first has to run, or it has to finish the correction, and then they will start taking off. The other way around, if you want to sell Litecoin, you have to do it in the upper area, because then it's overvalued to Bitcoin, and people start taking profits towards Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin runs. That is something else. But what I find most interesting when it comes to the Dino coins is those moving averages, but also the fact that Litecoin against Bitcoin has this massive amount
volume.
of volume.
Yep. Wow, so much volume.
And on the standard RSI, there's also this divergence.
Huge. I think it's even longer. It's like 3 years.
Yeah, it's still since it even started to correct. The only thing I want to see, and what I want to share with the people too, is that you want to create a higher low only for a few days, or only some slight signs of some sideways action, like we have been seeing here in 2015, or a retest, just a little bit of confirmation that we're running back up. So what I'm waiting for this retest to happen. I'm quite sure Birb is going to push so much on the social media that I'm not going to get it, but I'm looking for this.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm looking for this retest to happen, and you can see that today Bitcoin has been showing weakness. It corrected, and the Bitcoin pair started to correct too. So I'm looking for that retest to be taking place. But what I want to say is that if that is happening and we are making that higher low, the breakout will be explosive, like we have been seeing in history. So your chance of getting into an altcoin are always at this area. When it comes to Litecoin, when it comes to XLM, for instance, exact same chart. So if you want to get into a position, the regions are here in this area to actually buy an altcoin. I'm not saying you should be buying XLM or Litecoin. I'm just saying or sharing how I would approach it. So what I'm looking at mostly right now is definitely looking at the cycle of Bitcoin pairs at this point. I'm not sure where my chart is. Probably it's this one. Historically, if you go back all the cycles of Ethereum against Bitcoin, the best moment to buy is December/January. So 2015 to 2016, we saw a bottom in that area. We started to run in Q1. 2016, 2017, exact same. And every year we have been seeing strength during the first quarter of the year.
Pretty good find.
Yeah, and now you're going to steal it too.
Yes, exactly.
No,
I'm going to post
I'm
it
kidding.
on Twitter.
Go ahead. But I'm looking for that, and I'm just assessing the markets right now in which I believe that we might be getting a heavier correction or Bitcoin runs, or at least volatility, which is reducing my exposure towards altcoins until I get clear confirmation of the markets to bottom out. But this is historically. So why would you want to bet against history when it has been the same for 6 years? I wouldn't bet against it. So concluding that part, I think December/the end, or like beginning December until the end of December will probably be the period where you want to start buying altcoins. What am I looking at? Dino coins, which is those older ones like Litecoin, also DeFi, also oracles, and then you're probably set for the next alt season.
So is that how we beat the market for prepare the money, prepare the wealth? Like in your opinion, the best way to get is like the Dino coins, is like to get the oracles.
No, the best way is to time the altcoin cycles well, I guess. Doesn't really matter too much which ones you have. You can also go risk averse and just have Ethereum and a few of those layer ones when you want to get into the markets. I just believe that DeFi and oracles have been performing garbage in the past year, so the potential upwards growth there is higher than with some other altcoins, and that's how I assess. But always you just allocate a certain portfolio percentage to that category or to that group,
Did
and within
you?
that group you have got bigger ones and
Yeah,
smaller ones.
yeah. Did you see the DeFi perpetual chart index?
No, I don't. I'm
In
not checking that one too much. Is it? It's FTX, right? This one.
Yeah. Let me like, can you play it? It's DeFi index perpetuals futures
Yeah, I
FTX.
got it on my screen now.
Play it.
However, tricky,
What?
man.
No. Just play it. You see it? It's
Play?
not playing. Yeah,
Oh,
it's not.
did
It's not. It's
I?
not sharing.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
You're just playing it for yourself.
Yeah, I just clicked it away.
Okay.
This one.
Yeah. So, did you actually notice that it's underperforming against Bitcoin and other altcoins?
Yeah. It is, but you can also check
Bitcoin.
link against Bitcoin and the performance of the past year. It is.
Yeah, but I'm talking like this is supposedly, well, this is an index, but it's not paired with Bitcoin. It's more paired, let's say, with the aggregate, dollar, per what I know at least. So, like the conclusion is that DeFi are slightly lagging behind their mainstream altcoins, which
True.
makes it usually probably better betting buying opportunity and better ROI, but that better risk to reward, if anybody, because I can see some questions, being they're posting the charts about which altcoins to pick. So based on that chart, I'm going to tell you that's probably safer and better bet and better ROI, better returns that you can get out of DeFi market, which is probably not been too much attractive as much as us mainstream altcoins, isn't it? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we should be getting more of those indexes at some point, which can make you derive information on which one you should be going to get if you want to achieve a higher ROI. But DeFi has been lacking heavily, especially if you look at the Bitcoin pairs too. They have not been performing well. Oracles neither. And you would assume that DeFi is actually growing quite fast if you look at it from a fundamental perspective, and the TVL that's in all those layer ones, it's growing quite fast. But the actual
Did you see?
valuation in terms of price
Yeah.
is not getting there.
Yeah, there was this Radix layer one. I'm good friends with Radix for a year or more already, and like I kept talking about Radix. I kept talking for months talking about Radix, and it pulled off like 3, 4,
Yeah.
5x rally recently, and that's what I'm saying. Like those DeFi altcoins, not the mainstream alts, but those DeFi like sector is slowly starting to attract attention, and you still get on average better returns and better potential performance with less amount of risk of being wrong on this trade. So
Well,
my take is, yeah, it's good for DeFi. What's up?
even if you think about the topic of how to beat the financial crisis, if you look at DeFi and a passive income, if you look at Anchor Protocol or any of those stable coins, which makes you between 10 to 20% API, I would know where I want to go to with my money at some point. There's risks involved, of course, but like it is still way better than having your money to a bank account.
Of course,
So
of
it's
course.
something people should be looking at when they are assessing a portfolio at some point in which they are going to hold stables to actually buy the dip in a crisis. Like, why are you not staking it?
Well, I guess it's many reasons. I personally stake some, but it's not that I stake my entire portfolio. But again, the amount of risk, just like you said, when you stake it for interest or whatever, like the blockfolio there would be, or some other for like Celsius for 12, 14% interest, I think it's enough. But I would know people who would put their entire life savings again into it. But then what happens? We should ask ourselves a question like, what's going to happen if I actually, if they take my money, if they go bankrupt, or if they go to solvent, and so on and so on and so on and so forth. So I tell you what, because it's been let's make it next 5 minutes that we wrap up the show. My wife is going to kill me already. I should better not come home anymore. But the final conclusions. Let's try to come up with some final conclusions. I mean, so much respect for you, buddy. Like on my end, so many people would probably want to find out like what your plan is, what your personal plan is for the next months. Let's say for like how you prepare to beat the market actually in bet and secure your wealth against any crisis that might come, against any crisis / hard corrections that may come.
It's very simple. I mean, right now I'm relatively stable on my portfolio, which means I still have got my altcoin positions, but it's percentage-wise, it's way lower. I'm more into Bitcoin and USDT to just be flexible at all costs, to do just be flexible for volatility on Bitcoin or up or down. I want to buy a ton of altcoins in December based on historical price action. If that's going to repeat and Q1 is going to be massive, I want to buy altcoins one more time. Then in Q1, I want to take profits heavily from that, and I'm going to get out of the crypto markets with 80 to 90% of my portfolio. I'm going to go into commodities. We've discussed those. I'm going to go into cash, staking stables, and trading with shorting the markets at some point. And then I'm just going to sit out for a year. 1 year. Because ultimately making money in crypto is fine, but it's very easy to lose everything. So it's not about making money, but keeping money. And if you make the right decisions in a bear market, you're the king in the next bull cycle. So that's how I'm going to assess the markets, I guess.
So much wisdom. So much wisdom. Okay, listen, I think we have like 3 minutes more. So why don't we pick 1 or 2 questions from the people, okay, before we wrap up? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm cool.
So let me find. There's a question you don't need to answer, but there's a question. What's wrong with EOS?
Well,
I don't know what's wrong.
There's
with
nothing
EOS.
being built on EOS, right? Or no?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
We don't even have 1K likes, while there are like 1.6K people watching. That's sad, to be honest.
Oh shit! Guys, get yourselves together. Good point, Michael. Get yourselves together. Smash the like, hit the subscribe button. Like, give some love to Michael. Come on, give some love. Smash the likes. This is pretty amazing. Mike is very successful on YouTube as well. Amazing channel. And by the way, final reminder about the giveaway: free times. This is the 3-month subscription, isn't it? For 8 Global, for Michael's amazing community. All the best love to Michael's community. I love very successfully open-minded people, and one of them is definitely Michael. So make sure there is a giveaway called in the description, in the screen right now displayed, 8/2021. This is a secret giveaway code. Go ahead. You're going to find, after smashing the like and subscribing to our channel, you're going to find the link in the description to this video on YouTube. So the last 2 questions, aside from what's wrong with EOS, let me find it. Questions. So up or down tomorrow? What do you say?
Flat.
Good. I say flat as well.
I have no clue at this point, to be honest. I just have my levels and I don't care in between.
Yeah. Okay. Question about Ethereum. How will the chain updates in January affect it, you say?
What a question to end off with. Honestly, I have no clue. I just see how price moves from there.
Okay. Are they
It sounds like you're saying successfully with the word sex. That's actually true. I heard it as well. I'm not the only one.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I? That's why people ask. Fucking hell. I need to. Okay. Whatever, man.
Are they a couple? Well, I'm going to say hi to your brother here in the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. Remember that picture?
Oh yeah. I
initially posted that one, and everyone thought it was you.
Get him on a show one day and let him pretend it's me.
Well, he's going to Dubai in 2 weeks from now, so I don't know if you're around.
I'm in Poland. I'm back in Poland.
Okay.
Back in Poland.
We have got to meet up.
Not in Dubai till January, I suppose.
We're gonna be in
Okay,
Amsterdam at some point.
Yeah, we have to go there. We have to meet up. Okay, so this is the final one. I know I personally don't like them, but that's why I'm giving these to you. Can you guys give your prediction for this week? Take it all.
Anything in between 58 and 63k, I don't really care. If we break 63k, I think we are breaking the short-term downtrend. We can start targeting 70 and the highs once again. If we do not break up there, I'm going to look at 58. If that is lost, we are down for some more moves towards low 50k, confuse everyone, and then we start the bull cycle. So it's not about prediction for this week. It's just about the levels that are important to watch. And 58 and 63 are the two for me. Anything in between, I do not care.
Good point. Good point. I think it's flat. It's just trending sideways. Why would you care like otherwise? Okay, everybody. A final call. Go ahead. Put the follow button. Press the follow button on Michael's account. Let's actually make him get him closer to 500,000 subscribers. Let's do this. Let's do this, everybody. I think it's been enough of a session. That's one of the longest sessions I probably have ever made. For like times that I can.
We could still go on for an hour, but okay.
I know we could, and that's the problem. That's the problem, man. We could do like 24/7 stream, but yeah.
Let's do that. If we do a 24-hour stream, we have to meet up and do it for charity.
That's a good idea, but I cannot promise I'm not going to like die on live. Just I need to sleep.
No, you don't.
Yeah, but okay. Okay, let's do it. Listen, that's a good idea.
That would be fun.
That's a good idea. Let's figure it out. I'm down.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody, the Bitcoin neon has gone off. I don't know. I need to check what's up. I hope it's not going to crash the market. Ethereum is lit up still, which is fine. So I hope Ethereum is going to do better than Bitcoin. Eventually, everybody. What can I say? Crypto Michael, my great friend, very talented analyst, the CEO and the founder of Vade Global, and the big fan of Ajax Amsterdam, needs to go and watch his match right now. So I finally thank you so much, man, for coming over to our 14-day free trading congress. And well, God bless. That's been an amazing session. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure, and I hope we can have more of those sessions, as it's great to talk with you about the market. It's been a wonderful discussion. I wish you the best with this trading congress too. It's great that you're giving so much alpha to all the people that are watching. So all the best, man. Thank you for inviting me over.
Amazing. It's been a pleasure. Go, guys, follow Michael, Crypto Michael on Twitter. Go subscribe to his channel. All that he's doing right now is very valuable. Go ahead, do it. Follow him. Press the likes everywhere. That's it for today, folks. Get ready for the day show, for the day 6. This is the final show of day 5 for our 14-day free trading congress. And we guys are getting off. That's all for today. God bless. Bye.